We just got the weekly close. And this is how the market is behaving. And the way Zero Hedge kind of shows, from that time to this time, we see some sell off while this happens, right? The weekly close, and as Asia opens, we kind of see this. But again, crypto market is 24/7. What does that mean for us? Dollar is getting rejected at this point. What does that mean for us? Bitcoin dominance is breaking to the upside instead of continuing down to this bottom inside the pattern. What does that mean for us? Understanding these give you a lot of what's going to happen. Because on the other end, you'll still see the FUD for sure. But when you go through the article, you're like, okay, that's just one instance of a Chinese thing going on, right? So if you rely on what's happening, it's better to do your own research to understand, go through everything. And right now, just like Alex is highlighting, we're getting excited, but are we going to see something like this? We saw that with another exchange. I remember it was BitTrue, right? So if it's something like that coming out, that again would be depressing for the entire XRP family. But what are we really looking at? This is the price action of XRP. It's pushing to the downside. Yes, it is true. But are we going to do something like this? Where the price is going to go lower. At the same time, the RSI is going to go up. Welcome to the Scientific Investor family, where the normal retail guys get to learn how to become the next top 10% of this world. Right now, if we are looking at the chart on a daily, on a Bitcoin chart, it kind of gives you an idea of which direction we are slowly heading on to, right? So this kind of shows you the fact that we had a lot of volatility to the upside and to the downside, and the candle closed on the bear side, right? It closed to the downside. Now we have another candle which just opened right now, and we are playing with that. We don't have that amount of volume for sure. The week is just starting here. We would like to see which direction we're going, and the microstructure will show you this. That means there should be a movement to the downside. This is what the TA shows you. So when you actually zoom a little bit out, go on to a 3-day or a weekly chart, what are you really looking at, right? That's a big question which we are asking. On a 3-day chart, when you see a negative divergence, yes, there will be a correction, but historically speaking, that tends to be an area where the price says get out, but then it goes higher. In a lot of different cases, we have saw this. You have seen this in a lot of different altcoins, especially, and I've been posting all of them here in the Patreon so that you guys actually get to see, okay, this is a possible move in the market. Now, when you come on to Ether, that's again something similar, right? You remove all these levels and you're looking at the price action. The price is moving up, but the strength is reducing on a 3-day chart. I repeat, on a 3-day chart, not on a weekly. So you may most likely get a retest of your zone supports, which is going to be a great thing to watch, because if you missed any opportunity to buy, load up, that is going to be something good for you. Now, if you're looking at this, we need to keep this in mind. This has been a steady trend to the upside, a break to the upside. So this can be the retest or the reaccumulation phase. We have seen similar assets showing us similar things. What did they do? They break higher, reaccumulated and retested that range, and a couple of times we had some volatility. Now remember, when we say volatility, the 30% drop is not small, especially when you are inside that drop. When it goes down 25-30%, it doesn't feel like it's a small drop, but to understand how it looks like, you literally have to zoom out on a macro chart like this, which shows you, okay, this is what's happening. Each time these guys actually play with our emotion, push the price down. Again, just as what we talked, you look at this, the price is going up and the time RSI is going down. That shows you a bearish divergence on a 3-day chart. The price drops. Yes, but what happens after that? Those who were prepared, those who were spot buyers, those who were low levered, those who accumulated, they get to do this. Now, this is not just happening in one single asset. There's a lot of different assets doing these kind of moves. Just here, this time around, what's the difference? See, I showed you something similar, a negative divergence, and then it dropped 25%. That's not a small drop again. Then it bounced off. Now, that bounce off, if you do look on the macro, is just kind of a repetitive movement of the market. It is showing you a double bottom signal reversing, going back up. Last time also, you had a big reversal pattern which showed you an inverse head and shoulder. This time around, you're watching that the market is going higher. Now, that's just one asset in the market. When you see all these red numbers, don't get confused. Go to the return rates, look for 1 quarter. And you're looking at this on the first 100 crypto assets, not micro caps. Now here you are, you can take any asset you want. Say you take A star here, and you can look at the charts to see what that asset shows you. Now, the reason I'm taking you to the live chart is to understand that particular asset can show you difference in divergence, difference in movement, but the scale is important. Say, if you are looking at this particular asset and you're looking at this, that was a big pop, but it's just 400% move. Now, if you are a trader, that's a huge run up for you to take benefit of that. Now, on a 3-day, what's happening? The price is starting to develop something like this, right? And the RSI is still here. So most likely, you're going to see a divergence forming somewhere here. The price can, do a lot of volatility before it kind of confirms that, but it is about to show you something similar. Last time this happened, the market gave you huge opportunity. In the last cycle, in the recent cycle, everything shows you the market is doing something big. So you go on to different assets, which was literally running higher just last couple of days, and you see what the hell is happening in there. And like, they're still going up. So they most likely would make something like this, where you will see a divergence on a short leg. Then you will see a retracement. Then the next leg up. So those who FOMO'd into this leg without placing their position here, they're going to get hurt for sure. But why though, right? That's a big question to ask. Why though? Because when you go into the market and you see a trend formation here, where it kind of faked to the downside and then went back up. Now, one of the interesting thing I say is, this time around, we have a lot of institutions involved. And when you see them playing out, there's going to be a lot of these fake moves before they pump to the upside. So when you see like, okay, a trend line is breaking on a daily chart, on a short-term chart, make sure you understand what's happening on a macro for the same asset. Because as you zoom out, you're like, okay, we're still moving up. The trend line shows you the fact that we're still here. That's not a bad thing. That gives you a lot of idea. It's at the support. Great. Now, when you do look at that and put the point like, okay, I understand this. If we are at that trend line, we may actually bounce off. So you're not capitulating. Now, if you are someone who looks at the macro chart, you're slowly going on to the weekly and you're like, the momentum is just getting started. It's popping through, right? Then you go on a monthly and you're like, where the hell are we? Do we have some room to the upside? Have you seen some of these pops before? Was that the top? No. You kind of get a couple of them, then there is a big profit taking. You go back up, retest that, get rejected. That's a monthly candle. All of those shows you may have 2-3 months. Right? Some of these assets are going to top off in 2 or 3 months. We were talking about some of them before. When you look at Coin, this is exactly what you actually see. On a monthly chart, that shows you something like this. Historically speaking, when you have the price doing this, and the big pop comes in, how long do you have till the top from there? 3 months, 90 days, that's it, right? So when you actually go into the history, you kind of see, okay, a couple of times it's just been 2 months. It's just been 2 months, right? So that means focus on the crypto market. There is going to be a lot of manipulative moves. There's going to be a lot of drops creating panic. If you're highly levered, that's going to be a carnage. If not, you will be able to ride these to the upside. Remember, all of this is on a monthly chart. So when you are trading on that monthly horizon, you need to understand within weeks, they will play with you. And that's where when you come on to the XRP chart, on a macro scale, let it be a weekly, let it be a monthly, you're here. The way we just saw each and every crypto asset, the altcoins, especially in the low volume, they're being pushed to the downside to create that amount of volatility before they went back up. So now here we are looking at this. Now we have a couple of differences here. Last time we did that, we had the SEC case. So that was a panic selling event. Just because of that, the exchange is delisting it, a lot of different things, negative stuff. Still, you went back up, but you saw something similar. You going down that trend line and then going back up. So we're like, okay, are we here in the trend line or are we here in the trend line? That was a confusion. So then you actually go on putting it onto a line chart to increase your odds. And you're like, okay, this is what we are looking at. That's kind of okay. If we do bounce back up within next 30, 40 days, that's important for XRP holders just like me, or it is going to be really frustrating because on the other end, you will see in next 90 days, there's going to be a lot of assets popping through, testing the all-time highs, going into the price discovery. So we want to see this asset starting to participate at least at that end. We bounce back up. That is something which we really would like to see. Now, you go on to XLM. It is still here with that trend line pattern. You go on to a monthly to see what exactly is this asset doing here. You're still not performing much. You're still doing all these corrective structures showing that I go up, I come back down. I go up, I come back down. Now, this is a possible consolidative movement happening in the market. Usually when you do those kind of moves, the price really want to go up, but it drops a couple of times heavy before that and then go back up. Now, what do I mean by heavy drop for XLM? In percent terms, that's like 45, 46% move down. That's not a small move. While you're inside that, it feels like the earth is shaking, right? But when you zoom out, you get to see, okay, this is the big picture. We have seen all these volatility before we go up. And especially just before you go up, you get to see this. You get to experience this. If you are in the market holding strong, you'll see 40, 50% drop, couple of times shaking things up, and then boom, it takes off. So when there is things like that happening, keep in mind, okay, these guys are trying extremely hard to make sure not a lot of retail join the upside. Keeping this in mind, what I'm trying to do is to educate you guys as much as possible about as much assets as possible so you don't actually take any wrong steps in the market. So make sure you kind of have an idea of different assets in your portfolio, what they are doing, what they may most likely do, especially next 2 to 3 months, because there's going to be a lot of fake signals in the market. And if you bite them, it's going to be a bait. Big guys are going to do this forever, especially just before the takeoff happens. And if you want to stay well educated in the market, you can join the 970 plus members in the SI family, going through almost every crypto assets which you have in your portfolio so that you're ready for this wave. So guys, if you received value, smash that like button for me. That's it for today, guys. I'll meet you on the next video. Bye for now.